Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Last time, there was much acting the goat, and now we're hitting the town. Let's just hope the town doesn't, hit back. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen dishlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. Indeed. That one has a butt face. Or butt forehead, I suppose. They're getting uglier, too. Oh! To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey! I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. It's only for a moment, but you notice a quick frown flash across Avery's face, accompanied by a twitch of their nose. It's only been 3 days. Do you really smell that bad already? I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. So good to see your lovely face first thing in the morning. Right back at you. You were on my mind a lot last night. I don't think I'll ever forget seeing the sunrise this morning. Not just because it meant I'd survived the night after all, but because it meant I was closer to being able to see you again. Indeed. How do you feel now that it's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul. Oh, thanks for asking about the state of my soul. I appreciate that. And I'd be lying if I said it didn't have an impact. I kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually. But hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. Ha! Are you really still feeling chill? After everything that happened last night? I think they're all just the same. Just different traits giving you the same... Oh, wait, this one's different. You don't have to put on a front. Last night was a lot. I get it. I appreciate the concern, but I'm alright. You're talking to an expert at vibing. I know most folks would probably be freaking out or having some kind of existential crisis. But that's not how I deal with heavy stuff. Surprisingly enough, Avery is mostly telling the truth. They're fine. Is that right? Fair enough, then. I mean, I'm not 100% chill today. I'll admit it. I feel kind of bruised. Yeah. Now, this is the thing. Oh, wait. The supernatural angle takes the edge off a little bit. Interesting. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little Sharpay faces. I guess. The way that one looks. I swear I've seen that in a game somewhere. Anyway, so should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? Hard to say, really. They're certainly dangerous to the wildlife. They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? I'd rather not find out. Does anyone in town have a flamethrower? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Julius had one lying around. Hopefully we won't have to ask him for it. I'm not that worried. Yet. Not eaten, just used as an incubator. That's probably worse, though. I don't know. They've only been using wild animals so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switch to larger prey soon. Not even sure we can say larger prey. Deer are pretty large. An incubator? So they don't eat people? That's not so bad. I could handle a couple of eggs under my skin. Okay. It sounds like you're saying you'd enjoy the experience. Who doesn't enjoy the miracle of life? Even if it is creepy life. Parasitic organisms are just trying to make do, same as the rest of us. Sure. Why not? The animals didn't make it out of the incubation stage intact. I mean, is getting a parasite like that really any different than being eaten alive? They're still eating you, just more slowly, and from the inside. Sure, I get where you're coming from. But that's a pretty big difference. If a mountain lion gets me, that's kinda just it, you know? I'm sure the wonders of modern medicine would be able to yank a couple of eggs out of me. Fair. Heck, maybe I'd even be able to let the eggs hatch instead of just having them removed. It'd be sad to kill the babies, but at the end of the day, if it's me or them, I gotta go with self-preservation. I guess. Well, I agree with you on the self-preservation thing, at least. I was wondering when you'd finally say something really weird. I knew you seemed too normal to live here. Normal's boring. Hope that's not a deal breaker. Alright then. I mean, the whole normal is boring thing has always struck me as just sour grapes from people who never really had a chance to be normal in the first place, but never mind. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Well, what happened last night was pretty flapping. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners holed up in there. They must be using it as home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. No, actually. Well, I mean, she did. But I was the one to tell her, in a manner of speaking. Ah. I don't have the ability to brag about that. Oh well. You and Avery start back down the path to town. Start back down the path. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Nice hat. Joe Bob, you made it. And you picked up an Avery along the way. An Avery. What is he, a type of Pokemon? Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Joe Bob. Right back at ya. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. Curious. Kanika pauses and eyes you with skepticism and concern. Even with her cold, she can smell you. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. You're as stylish as always, even the morning after being trapped in a nightmare realm. That's really nice of you. Picking outfits is an important part of my morning ritual. It helps me get out of bed on tough mornings. Like this one. I can't believe I'm talking about fashion while Stella might be in trouble. Hey, if it helps. Thanks, though. You're sweet. So I've been told. Wanna take a bite? Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? I mean, obviously there is. Rationality is all about seeing the world as it is, and not simply how we would want it to be. So yes, there is a rational explanation. There always is. Is someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella? Probably. What a weird question to ask. I was kind of surprised you reached out to me. After all the issues between you and Tabitha, I wasn't really that surprised, but still. I care more about finding Stella than I do about the ongoing feud between me and your cousin. And I'm not going out there alone, because the last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on. Sure, we even piss in groups from now on. People shouldn't be judged by their family anyways. Whatever people may think of your cousin, it has nothing to do with you. Fair enough. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. As if. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. I've got a few guesses. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. I wouldn't say Glinda, but yeah. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. To be fair, it's still entirely plausible that most of that is bunk. Although maybe it's even intentionally bunked it as a smokescreen. Anyway, I can easily imagine that even in a world where sort of mystical stuff is real, the mystics might not exactly have the most scientific approach to figuring out what parts of it are and are not functional. I can easily believe that. Just because parts of it work doesn't mean that it's broadly a functional or effective way of approaching the world. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Let's not forget Wayne vendor last night. You don't think he actually followed through on that, do you? You'd think people would have noticed, but oh well. I think the last couple of days just pushed Stella over the edge. I know I've only known her for a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Usually she just changes the subject, but I guess this time, she wound up literally running. You're absolutely right, and as her friends, we can't let her be alone at a time like this. I've made that mistake before. Have you now? Plus, she could get mobbed by those weird little creatures, or worse. Expelled. Exactly. This is no time for anyone to be off on their own. Who knows what kind of weird stuff is out there? Great, now you're making me worried about Tabitha. Oh well, she's got the strike to deal with. I doubt she's really going to be alone for very long. After the past couple of nights, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actual Bigfoots in the woods. Or big feet. Just waiting to eat any human who wanders too far from civilization. Do Bigfoots thirst for human flesh? Is that some kind of common knowledge I wasn't keyed in on? I wouldn't be surprised, is all I'm saying. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Let Avery know that you and Kanika can take it from here. Harsh. Okay then. Let's go down the list then. Let's go to Stella's house first. Seems like the obvious place to start. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. Or maybe she's in the bathtub with cold water pouring down on her, crying her ass off. Who knows? That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Fair enough. You make your way towards Stella's house. The door is as pristine as any old wooden door. No bloody handprints in sight. Any telltale sign of Wayne absent. If something happened here, it didn't involve him. At least not at the front door. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. Naturally. The interior is cold, and not just physically. There is an absence of joy and life that leaves only a chill behind. This is the ghost of an empty house. There is a sobering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. Your protective instincts set in, and the muscles in your arms tighten, your shoulders straightening. If danger lurks ahead, you're ready for it. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella, or someone else, was in a hurry when they left. Or wanted us to think they were. For fuck's sake. She's dead. Stella died, and it's all my fault. You're right. I can't believe we let her run off like that last night. She's definitely dead, and it's all our fault. Chill, y'all. We don't know that. There's no reason to get all worked up when we don't know anything. We don't even know she went home last night. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm calm. I'll save this freak out for when we have more information. Wow. You sure are easy to set off. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? That was... You know what, that was much less fun. You take a step forward and cross the threshold into Stella's house. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Aside from a corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Or maybe she's just very tidy. Rough and tumble people can be tidy too. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone, or something, caught her off guard. Maybe. Or maybe there was a struggle, it was just away from all the stuff that would be disturbed by a struggle. Or maybe whoever struggled with her put things back the way they were. Or some combination. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that, and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. I don't know. I've seen crime scenes that look kind of like this. Okay. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, About as much as you'd expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. Or, you know, left it out here last night. And then just didn't bother to do anything. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she came home, grabbed some food, and left in a hurry, right? Did she have somewhere she needed to be? She didn't say she had something to rush off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed. But that was over 12 hours ago. I'd hope she would be home by now if that were the case. Is Stella the sort of person to stop back home to make a snack in the middle of a mental health crisis? Is she? Yes. Okay then. And it's comforting to think that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Unless, of course, she ran right into something horrible, but... Oh. Oh my. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. Huh. She's not here. Are you sure? This place is messy enough that it could be hiding her somewhere and we wouldn't even notice. Though it's a little untidy. It's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Is it now? I feel like we're getting an insight into the lives of the writers of this game here. Nice Gretchen toy there, by the way. Old Lassie dog treats. What is that? Is that supposed to be Mothman? No streaks of blood and pus that might belong to a certain phantom miner. He hasn't been here. Not unless he's better at cleaning up after himself, or not leaving marks in the first place, than he's letting on. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. Are you sure it's not just under the mess? Stella's jacket is gone. The Letterman one. It wasn't on the rack in the other room. It's not in here, and she didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home last night. And it seems like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything. Alright, time to nose around in her computer then. You go to check Stella's computer. Assuming we can actually get into it. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? So is snooping around in her room. We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there. Like a note, detailing exactly where she is. No, I don't think it actually qualifies as breaking in if the door is already open. I think that's just trespassing. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe the computer was left open too. If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Okay, look, maybe there's something helpful on there, but this is still way out of my comfort zone. Let's see if it's password protected before we make a fuss about it. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. Or, you know, if it was left on. You wake up her computer. It's not password protected. You fucking... Oh my god, Stella! You're a YouTuber! How is your computer not password protected? I'm not certain what her being a YouTuber has to do with it, but yeah! What the hell are you doing? I don't think it's that big of a deal. What kind of person is going to come to Scarlet Hollow just to try and break into Stella's computer? Me, apparently. What are we doing right now? Okay. Fair enough. Kanika sighs. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner, not looking over your shoulder. Okay, and I'll be over here, looking at the computer, shouting about all the stuff we found, and all the ridiculous porn that she's left open. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. What the fuck are you even doing with Chrome in a tiny window like that? It looks like she uses Gmail, that's good to know. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? I feel like they're drastically overselling how chaotic this is. Come on. What are you even talking about? This feels vaguely like an only halfway computer literate person talking about. Whatever. You don't. Come on, let's go. Sift through the chaos. Just really overselling this. I have to be fucking book smart to go through a few fucking windows. What the fuck are you even... Have you people used a computer before? This does not feel like someone who uses a computer talking about this. Why is there a post-it note of that fucking symbol? Whatever. You spend plenty of time with computers, and are more than capable of sifting through the chaos of a messy desktop. I'm not even gonna dignify that with the book-smart voice. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. No, I fucking don't. I'm not an idiot. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. I mean, sometimes. Depends on what you find boring. You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in fences and areas with low visibility. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile. And Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Maybe. At the very least, that one single moment was. Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Kanika in the corner while you wrap things up. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. What? Excuse you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 69, 70, 71, 73, 75, 76, 78, 80, 81. 81. That's not that hard. That took me like a minute. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. Well, I can fucking almost make out those icons myself, and I have this incredibly blurry view of it that probably isn't actually nearly this blurry, and that's just so they don't have to, you know, actually show you what's there. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. I sure hope she's not using Edge. No, that's Microsoft Edge, not Windows Edge. I think. I don't use it, so I don't know. Then again, no one uses it. Also, are those even triangles? They look kind of like the more modern and shitified tabs, where they're just fucking rectangles, basically. But really shitty ones. Her most recently opened tab. How would you know? How would you know that what her most recently opened tab is? It doesn't exactly show you when the tabs have been opened. Maybe it's the one that it's currently on, but that doesn't mean anything. Is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm. What? A forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. What a name. You've visited Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm in the past. Despite the name, and despite the fact that posters call themselves Carl's Big Feet, the community takes itself very seriously, and it's one of the more consistently active cryptid boards on the web. Good to know. Communities that take themselves seriously. Nothing worse. Because that often leads to moderators that take themselves seriously, which is the worst kind, because moderators are inherently evil, and them taking themselves seriously just makes them even more evil. But anyway. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Fuck you. Fuck you, Bride of Bigfoot. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Fuck you too, Moth Stan. Anyone who describes himself as a stan, ironically or unironically, is not worth listening to. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? These things are terrifying. Lucky stars. Yeah. Gary 2125479. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. ARGs. Hate them. Serious, I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. We know. I believe you. Lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Oh, scientists, rather. Sick. Wait, is the sick just in the text in this text box, or is that in the original comment? Also, I thought the "I believe you" thing was responding to Moth Stan. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never, and 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled tommyknockersreal.wav. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. Shut up. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is Kidnapped by Aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her, I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Ah yes. Moderators. Here they come to save the day! And let me guess, the thread had already died a day ago, didn't it? The thread ends. No shit. Alright. But yeah, moderators, they never actually help anything. Not when it matters. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? I think you about summed it up. This is definitely a room. Maybe. Yeah, nothing much to comment on. This is what our room has been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. We could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Aw, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything. They're more for decoration anyway. How dare you besmirch the noble art of putting random bits of text and photos and shit on a wall and tying strings between them? How dare you, Kanika? Anyway. You turn to leave Stella's house. Still life. Visit Stella's on Thursday morning. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now, and we don't have any idea where she might have gone. Thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. I can. We'll find her. Where to next? We should go to the cops, right? I don't know. Some people would argue that going to the cops also never helps. For similar reasons to the moderator thing. Although, rarely the same people talk about both. It's weird how many people who are all full on, yeah, fuck the cops, never go to the cops, and all that stuff, are so gung-ho about moderators ruling with an iron fist. It's almost like they don't have any actual principles. Anyway, but we'll make decisions on whether to go to the police or not next time. So stay tuned for Scarlet Hollow 3, The Search for Stella. But until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.